dog barking in the background and shit, but never mind, let her bark. She just kind of gets over off cage and shit. You feel me? But real quick, I just want to chime in. So I just want to share a piece of information to the world that maybe, you know, somebody get this message and, take it and apply it to their life, and maybe it can help them survive coming from the areas that we come from, quote unquote, the ghetto, the inner city. But the message I just want to give out real quick, I just want to give, and even though people might already say people already doing it, but the information I just want to share real quick is just the people out there that's in the street, and people that's out there that feel like they're invincible, or they feel like they're untouchable and shit like that. Because take example, Chicago is a big city that everybody talk about when it comes to crime. If you go on the internet, especially YouTube, there's a whole lot of series and blogs about the shit that going on in Chicago. It's almost like a show. It's entertaining to people. But what I'm about to say applies to a lot of people that's in the hood in general. It doesn't even matter where you're from. Where I come from, same fucked up environment. People get shot and killed all the time. And a lot of people, from my understanding, a lot of people have this perspective that if they have a gun on them, that they're invincible. They feel like, you know, they can't get hit, like, because they got a gun on them. Niggas really feel like they're untouchable. And what I want to share with niggas and shit that's out there that's supposed to be killers, it's supposed to be hitters and shit like that. And where I come from, my hood, the streets, only street cats know about who did what to who. You feel me? It's not everybody's business. Nobody, like in Chicago, nobody who's not involved knows what goes on. Only people that's involved knows what goes on. When somebody get killed, the people in the neighborhood that's not involved don't know, but the people that's involved, that's active, knows what happened to who, why this happened, and what. That's how it happens where I'm from, Elizabeth. Niggas, the hitters and niggas that get caught, people that's involved know. But it seemed like to me, in places like Chicago, they have this thing where they want to be known as a shooter. They want to. It's a reputation that they want. They want people to know that they're killers. It's like a sense of a rush that they get. Like they want a reputation for being a killer. And if you're going to move like that, you can't be out there sitting in the car at 3 in the morning. You can't be going to the chicken shack or whatever it is, niggas y'all go out there at 4 in the morning. You can't be sitting outside at late at night, because if you out there killing people, 9 times out of 10 the people that you hurt got loved ones and shit like that. They don't want to get you back for what you've done. And it seems like to me this is just a cycle. The act of retaliation, retribution is just a cycle over and over and over. And you hear stories about people who talk about 051 Young Melly and shit like that. And he's a great nigga. And but people, we shouldn't know about the shit that he has done. I'm not even from Chicago. And a lot of us hear about who's the shooter, I number 9 is a shooter and shit like that. That's Chicago's very different, because over here where I'm from, even other areas, like, people don't brag. It's not something people brag about. Only people that's involved know who did what to who. The people that's involved know, they know, okay, Quan's a shooter. Quan from this block, he's a shooter. But no, the cops don't know, and the people in the neighborhood don't know. Only people that's involved know. But if you want to be involved doing shit like that, then you just gotta know how to move. Because it seems like to me, people out there in this area, they get caught lacking in the park. Like FPG Duck, I'm like, to hear him getting shot is like, it's not surprising. It's not surprising because, like, these guys feel like they're invincible. Oh, because he had a gun on him. He didn't even get a chance to shoot back. I know people that got killed with guns on them. You can have a gun on you, still could get killed. I mean, you would think that all the violence that goes on in these areas, you would think that people will wear a vest. You know, even that could only do but so much. You know, but the purpose of the video is really to explain, even if you're not even in the street, how I managed to walk about is not everybody know too much about, you know, the shit I have done, or I don't advertise about, you know, who I know and where I be at and shit like that. A lot of times people get caught up because too many people know their business. Too many people know their business, and you know, I don't like to be on social media and stuff like that. And it seems like in Chicago, the internet gets people killed. Social media gets people killed. Like the internet is just something out there. It's just the devil. You know, it's a clear. I got a friend that's from Chicago. He lives out here in Jersey, but he tells me what goes on. He actually left Chicago to Jersey to get away from the violence, and you know, he actually ended up getting shot out here. That's the crazy part. He's still good though, but he got shot out here, which was mind blowing because he left one place to get away from the violence, still ended up getting shot. So I was just telling him that, and you just gotta know how to walk about. You gotta just know how to move. You gotta know where, you know, for me, when you gonna order your food and shit like that, you gonna order Chinese food, have a girl, somebody you fuck with, pick it up, have it delivered, and you really out there doing shit. A lot of these guys that's out here doing shit, they don't think that, you know, retribution will come to them. You know, the Bible says you reap what you sow for a reason. You feel me? The Bible says you reap what you sow, and that's so true. Like you feel me? Within the universe, you get what you put in. Karma is real. Karma is real. You feel me? You get into the physics of it. The energy that you put in, you will get back. And that's the way of the universe. So these guys out here shooting people and shit like that. It's only but for so long that you will meet that same fate. I mean, like, even like situations where motherfuckers, you know, a lot of times people just don't care. A lot of people just want to go out like that. But I don't you know, if you want to preserve your life, so to say, then I think that you should have a guideline in the way to move, and you should know how to walk about, because if it's to the point where people you know and love getting killed every day and shit like that, unfortunately, is, you know, you could be the next victim. You really could be the next victim, and that's really just the truth. It doesn't even matter. What I'm saying, it applies to anybody. You really out there doing hits and shit like that. I'm not supporting somebody killing somebody or anything like that, but I feel like, you know, I can't tell somebody how to feel. Like, you would want to get a gun and kill somebody that kill your brother or kill your father and shit like that. But once you go and make that decision, you're gonna have to deal with that, the consequences that it could come back to you or it could come back to somebody that you love. And people don't think like this. Revenge only make you feel good for a few minutes, so to say. Maybe make you feel good for a little bit, but then after you know, got your little revenge or whatever, you know, for sure enough, you might get it next, or it might catch your mother, they might catch your brother or somebody like that. And this happens all the time, over and over. It's a cycle of violence in black neighborhoods. Because Chicago is no different from any other city. Chicago is just a big city with over like 10 million people. So they have the numbers. As long as it's going to be, the numbers are only going to be like 500 people shot, 600 people shot, because it's a big area. You see what I'm saying? Or like New York, because a lot of people in these areas. But it's no different from any other place. It's the same thing. It's no different. It's just a different city. That's all it is. The same shit that go on over there goes on where I'm from. It doesn't matter. It's not going to make a difference. But if I could just help somebody with this video to get them to understand, even if you're not involved in the street, if you want to make it in life, you have to figure out what the fuck to do with yourself. You know, especially when you're getting older. A lot of people just don't have no goals. People just sitting around smoking weed, drinking all day and shit like that. And then after a while, you just wasting your life, so to say. Or we're just wasting time with yourself. You feel me? And people never get a chance to make it out of the hood and shit like that, because the decisions that they make. It's the same story over and over, you know? We hear the same story over and over all the time. So people who classify themselves as shooters and hitters, I'm not, like I said, I'm not supporting people who just willing to kill people and shit like that. But I feel like if you're going to live their life, you have to be willing to deal with the consequences. But at least move different. Move different. Nobody's, I mean, I know somebody that we know that's a shooter. He don't even live in the area at all. At all. People, he's a known hitter, right? I'm not gonna say his name. He's a known hitter right here in Elizabeth. But nobody knows where this man can be found. Nobody know. Can't catch him. Nobody know where his family is because he moves different. You ain't gonna catch him outside walking on Broad Street. You're not gonna catch him in a car with not with tinted windows. The guy just know how to move. He's somebody that niggas want, but you can't catch him because he's smart. He knows people. He knows people want to kill him. He knows the consequences of his actions. So if you, that being that he knows the consequences of his actions, he's not going to be at a party. If he's going to be at a party, at least be, have a hammer on you, or even have like this guy he ain't gonna go to no party. Or he's not gonna go to a party in the hood, so to say. It's just not gonna happen. You feel me? It's just some people he just be alert. You feel me? And you see like to me, in these other areas, you hear the same stories all the time. Niggas getting killed left and right. That's how they move, man. People just move different. Pop smoke. His situation was real bad because he didn't even know the people that killed him. They went to go rob him and they ended up killing him. And then the robbery that just went bad. And his mistake was he put his address on social media, and again, social media again comes up again. It gets people killed over and over and over. And my friend from Chicago was telling me, yeah, social media, Facebook and Twitter and shit like that, it gets people killed. And people just don't know how to move. Like I said, we feel like if you won't be with the shit and you're gonna be a so-called hitter or whatever, it's bad in the first place because you're making that decision, you could end up getting caught going to jail, doing 100 years. But some people not stupid. If you make that decision to kill somebody, you gotta get the consequences to worry about the cops getting you, and you gotta worry about the people the person like who took catching up to you. And it's not a lifestyle you even want to live. Like, imagine not being able to go anywhere. You can't go to this place, that place. You can't go see this person, that person, all because of the decisions that you make. And this happens every day, all the time, in the areas that we come from. And people just don't know how to move. Like I said, it's so bad now to the point where I'm not gonna be sitting outside, man, at 2 in the morning. I'm not walking to the store at 2 in the morning. I'm not. It's not about being a bitch, but you just gotta know how to move. Like, if it's that bad where you're from, to preserve your life, you just gotta know how to move, watch your back, pay attention. Don't be walking down the street with your headphones on and shit. Like, if you live in an area that's that bad, you just gotta pay attention. Because even if you're an innocent bystander, people might mistake you got dreads. People might say, yo, you like such and such and boom. People just don't know how to move. And this is really just the truth about what goes on in the hood. People out there saying they hitters, they shooters, but the shooters get caught up too eventually. But how to preserve your life is your decision making. It's all about the decisions that you make. When people make bad decisions all the time, that catches up with them. So people that's out there that say they hitters, you just gotta watch your back because what you do will come back to you to hunt you. For sure enough. For sure enough. You can't just kill somebody and just go to McDonald's and shit with your family, or you just go and, like it's nothing. People are going to remember who you is, know who you is, and they don't want to get you. And having a gun on you just don't mean nothing. Don't mean anything. You still get killed with a gun on you. So if we want to make this decision to live this type of lifestyle, at least move different. And at least, like I said, the shooter we know, he from the hood, but he ain't from the hood. He from the hood, but he don't live in a move. You see this guy, he's like a ghost. He's like a ninja. He's like a ninja, really like a ninja. Like, he moves swiftly. You feel me? And it's just over, like I said, it's just the same stories over and over of dudes getting caught up for the decisions that they make. It's a cycle of violence, and it's just stupid because it's black people killing each other over the most dumbest shit ever. It's just ridiculous at this point. We live in an environment where we can't even sit outside no more. We can't even take our kids to the park. We can't even live in peace and in harmony without motherfuckers wanting to shoot motherfuckers all the time. I mean, niggas can't shoot anyway. They shoot somebody's baby and shit like that, trying to get some money for whatever reason they did. They involving people that ain't got nothing to do with what goes on. And this is the type of environment that we live in. Motherfuckers just don't care. They don't care no more. I came from everywhere. If it was kids outside, you let that person go. Now these days, the younger generation just doesn't care. They will shoot anybody. They don't give a fuck. They don't care if you're outside with your kids. Back then, we came from an era where that person got a pass. You didn't hurt kids. You didn't hurt innocent people. You didn't hurt women. You didn't hurt nobody's grandma. But nowadays, the younger generation just don't give a fuck. That's why they all, a lot of these niggas sitting in jail doing 100 years, doing numbers, because this I don't give a fuck mentality. And that shit hits them when that judge get them niggas 60 years, 70 years. Too many dumb niggas out there, man. So before you make that decision to pull that trigger, you gotta worry about someone coming to get you. Or if you're court, you have to worry about doing 80 years in jail, 90 years. And then if you think about it, people niggas that they'll do all the killing and shit like that. I know they be sitting there thinking, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Nobody wants to be in jail for the rest of their life. And that's just the truth. So that's all I gotta say about it. If you want to comment, you comment, follow Facebook, there's a button, but subscribe to my individual group. But I just wanted to share that piece of information, words of encouragement with those that come from these areas that we come from, and maybe you could take my advice and apply it to yourself and preserve your life and live in peace and harmony, man. I'm out.